Ecclesia, nobody will accept us the way that we are. We have to evolve. Don't worry, Elbaz. Everything will be fine as long as we're together. Oh! I can feel the dragons inside me starting to stir.
Elbaz, what's happening?
Alright, Ecclesia, what do you think? I don't think the Dogmatica would approve of this, Albaz. Well, they're white, and I'm white. Well, that's not how it works. Well, screw this. I'm going to the Vsauce lore.
No, Albaz!
Oh. Yeah. You can come out now.
Thank God that loser's gone, babe. Okay, been a long time since I've done a deck profile on Sean's channel, but we're back finally with another topping deck list at the Massachusetts Springfield Regional this past weekend. And I just wanted to go over the deck real quick. Quick shout outs to Drew and Will for accompanying me on this adventure. Shout out to Mike, who let us stay at his house the night before because of Mike. Awesome dude. And even bigger shout out to Will, who actually constructed this deck. All three of us ended up playing very similar lists, slightly different versions. Each one of us was playing. I'm going to go over mine, which ended up getting top 32 at the regional. I got 30th place. So here it is. I'll get right into it. Don't expect too much for the descriptions of stuff because, like I said, Will made this deck. I didn't, so he has more of the theory than I do. But I'll try my best. All right, we'll do main deck first. We'll start with the hand craps that we're playing. 3 Fua, 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Nib. These were all solid throughout the entire day. I actually didn't resolve Fua too much, although in testing I did a lot and it felt a lot better, but a day of didn't actually resolve it that much. Nib was super strong. Felt like this card was really good in the main deck. And I last minute changed the Imperm. I was playing Droplets instead of the Imperms, but I like the Imperms a lot better. Droplets, you end up getting rid of too much engine in your hand. So it doesn't really work out too well. And since this version of Branded is not playing as many quick play spells, it doesn't work out too well for like chaining and stuff like that. So this was the hand trap lineup. Then for the engine, we have 2 Fallen. I only own 2, but actually playing 2 and keeping it at 40 cards, I actually like this a lot. I wasn't opening it like multiples or anything like that. I actually kind of like this card at 2. So had 2 of those. 2 Branded Fusion, incredible card. You'd play 3 if you could. 3 High Spirits. This might be the best card in the deck, search wise. Really, really good card. Being able to foolish the monster out of your extra deck, just playing in the end phase, insane. And just more ways to wow Baz, which is how this deck operates. So that was just it's all the spells for the engine part of it. Then you got the boy plus 2 more of the boy. Basically the whole deck revolves around this card. This is the reason why we all played it. Just synchro branded kind of shenanigans stuff. This card's incredible. I did hard open it a lot today on the day, which was super nice. Great card to have in your hand, start playing with. So incredible card, insane all day. And the best starter in the game, Starliege Seafort. So Will came up with a really cool little line that you can do with Seafort, since when you normal summon it, you can add the white dragon by sending itself to the grave, which is already super strong. But since it has a second effect to add back a monster that can't be normal summoned or set from your graveyard to your hand, during the combo when you make Grand Wignall, you can send the Bestial Rebellion and then use Seafort to add it back to your hand and then search Magnamut. Insane. Seafort was awesome all day. People also didn't realize that it could search this card. I would normal summon it, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay." I'd sack it off or whatever, and they're like, "Sure." And I'd search this card, like, "Oh, that's really good." It's like, and it is really good. So there's that. Then a couple more engine cards. Two Ecclesia, two Cart. Um, all great cards to see in your opener. Get them in the graveyard. Do whatever you want. They're just strong engine pieces. And then a couple of one-ofs. We have one Quem, one Golden Sword Soul. These two cards are great. Golden Sword Soul allows Seifert and Wildbaz to be like one card starters, I guess you could say. Because when you summon Cartesia off the Synchro 8, you can use this to bring back another body so you can fuse into Grand Guignol. But if you have other cards in your hand, you can leave it in the graveyard as like an interruption for your opponent's turn, just like extra pushes. So those are all great cards. Then we got the Bestials. So we got one Lubellion. We've got, of course, Mag, Druis, Sarnier, Baldric, one of each. I was thinking about playing 2 Sarnier and playing 41, but 40 cards I think is it's the better place to be, especially with this deck where you're really just looking for that Albaz to be in your hand all the time. So 40 definitely, I wanted to keep it as close to that as possible. So for the most part, that part of the list is very similar to the other twos. But this is where I kind of differed a little bit because I'm me. I decided to play one Grief, one Sheeran. And honestly, I think this card is awesome. I'll explain it a little bit more in the extra deck portion of it, but this is searchable. So you play these two as just an extra way to fuse, because Grief is just another fusion spell, basically, because you send Sheeran to the graveyard. And it just recycles all your resources, which is pretty insane. So I was playing these cards. I actually opened Sheeran a couple times and got to Cartesia on the field and used it to fuse for Grand Guignol, and then Channeling 1, Channeling 2, and then just like people were like, "What are you doing?" It's like it felt really fun. It was really fun to play with a tier card again. I haven't played with these in so long, so that was awesome. And then the 2 traps, 1 Retribution, 1 Etude. Etude is broken. This card is so dumb. Retribution is great and all, but like Etude being a synchro on your opponent's turn plus a floodgate is just ridiculous. For anyone who doesn't know what this does, is basically as long as you control a bestial monster on your field, so any of the Degoobers, whenever your opponent performs a fusion, link, synchro, whatever exceeds, any monsters they use for that get sent to the banished pile instead. So it's like macro for like summoning mechanics. Really good against Yummy. Really good against Dracotail. There was a couple. I played against 3 Dracotail and a couple times broke the board. And then just at the end of my turn, like you have like Albion and all those shit in the graveyard to like set stuff. You just like set this in the end phase, flip it up on their turn, and they just like can't come back from this. It's insane. And then Retribution, of course, is great for adding back fusions and also negating special summons, which is pretty good. All right, so let's move into the extra deck. So we have the usual culprits, the branded culprits. We have Albion, you got Grang, you got Titaniclad, Lubellion, you got the Rinbrum, Mirror Jade, Albion. Now a couple, and then of course we have that dog, that dragon that got his dog in him. This card's foul on so many levels. Awesome card. We also have Scar Swords. I actually never made this a single time. I never needed to. Didn't really play against too many back row decks. So never had to make this, but it is a good card. And then we have the elusive Albalenitus. This card is awesome. I I guess I'll say this now. I won a game. It was like my game 3 or 4 of the day. I played against a pile of cardboard assault mode dragon slop deck that ended on like, the typical like synchro dragon slop, like 2 Quasar, whatever, Crimson Dragon, yada 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 yada. In the course of that game, which I won, my I made this card twice using a set Fallen of Albaz, and I ate up in total between the 2 games 4 Cosmic Blazars, 2 Crimson Dragons, 2 Stardust Assault Mode Activate dudes, plus the Centurion level 12 Dragon Synchro or whatever, and peak gameplay. It was so much fun. The dude wasn't even mad. He was like, it's like that. It's just like very silly. So this card actually did come up for me a lot, which I thought was really funny. So that's all the fusions. And then since we are playing Synchro branded, we of course have the Dark Dragon. This card is bonkers. We got Dispatter. This card I never made, but Will and Drew both said that it came up for them in their games and it was really, really strong. I haven't made it a single time, but that might just be me playing the deck wrong, honestly. Great card, though. Chaos Bungus. It's really fun to make Chaos Angel on your opponent's turn with a Tude, making it a light and dark with a Bestial and like a Ecclesia on the field or whatever. Hilarious. I did that a couple times during the tournament, and it felt amazing because you just like banish something and then just have an idiot that they can't get rid of, and they're like, oh no. So that was really fun. And then the spice is Visa Armatara. So this deck is really good at making level 8 synchros, and you have a lot of level 4 bodies that are subsequently tuners and light monsters, so you can just slap any 2 of them into this. Then after that, you can use this effect to grab Grief, and then you can send Sheeran. Sheeran can do 2 funny things in this deck. One, you can do the original like play where you just make the Lubellion and then you just like keep going from there, kind of. But funnily enough, the dragon that got its dog in him takes 1 effect monster for some reason. So you can send Sheeran and just put back like any 2 of your guys plus an Albaz, and then just make this. And that's really good. So that was kind of like what I was doing. It's kind of like a turn 2 play. You set up your board, they try and break through it or whatnot. It's really hard to kill you if like this deck like sets up a little bit because they just have so many bodies that you keep throwing out. So then turn 2, you can make this, and even if they get rid of it, who cares, whatever. You can grab Grief and then fuse into like more plays, which is like, was really good for me. It won me a couple of games where this was in my, like that was an option for me. So I thought it was really cool, really fun, and I have been looking for an excuse to play this card, so this was the perfect time for that. And then the last card was 1 SP. This card is crazy. So that was the main and extra. We'll do quick side deck. My side deck sucks. We made it like I made this side deck like the night before. It's a horrible side deck. So for going first, we got 3 stupid cards. I don't know. We got 2 Drolls, 2 Perulias. Don't worry about all the 2 ofs, because I didn't know what I was doing. 2 Lightning Storms and a Duster. These actually came up a fair amount. Didn't really win me any games, but they were good. 2 Droplet to go pair with these. I like siding all of these into Draco Tail because like these 2 together is super strong, or like any of these plus the Fallen and the Virtuous is really strong into that matchup. So I just wanted to have a couple more of those like 2-card combos that like kind of break their whole board apart. So that's why there's just the 2 Droplets in here. And then 3 Super Poly. This was also for the Draco Tail matchup in case they make the thing that negates all of our cards, Secretarion, you can fuse it away with this. That's also why we're playing Alba Lenidus, because you can contact fuse it away, which is also a good way to get rid of it. So, but besides that, this didn't really come up too much. But I don't know. I just kind of threw the side deck together, and it kind of worked. So that was that. I ended up going. It was a nine round tournament, so and I had 3 losses at the end. And yeah, the deck was. I had so much fun the entire day, just like activating all of these cards. I've never played branded before, and now I kind of understand why people do. It's because it's really fun. I never really felt like I was in like a losing position. It felt like all the cards in my deck like did something like at all times. So that was like a really nice feeling to have like in a deck. And yeah, it was just wicked fun to hang out with the guys. I haven't been to a regional in a while, so I got to see a lot of friends that I've met in my Yu-Gi-Oh career. So that was a lot of fun too, and had some really great games. Like all of the games I had were like really good games. There was only the one blowout game where I like ate the whole dude's board twice in a row, which was really funny. But besides that, the rest of the games were all like super solid games, which is great. This format's really fun for that. So yeah, that's the deck. Cool.